Well, the good news is vaccinations, one dose in New South Wales have reached 82.5%, and two doses we're now at 53%. So I just want to thank everybody who's coming out in great numbers to make sure that all of us right across our community are kept safe. Tests to 8 p.m. last night, there were 121,661 tests. So again, I want to thank the entire community. It's just amazing how our state, our community have come out and been tested day after day after day. So thank you so much. Locally acquired cases to 8 p.m. last night, 1,022 cases. So slightly more than yesterday, but still well down on the peak numbers that we had about a week ago. The cases predominantly are still in Western Sydney and southwestern Sydney, but we also have very high vaccination rates in southwestern Sydney and Western Sydney. And I just want to thank everybody in Western Sydney and southwestern Sydney for coming out and getting obviously vaccinated in vast numbers, and that is obviously starting to make a real difference for us. So, but more broadly across the state, everybody's been doing that, so thank you so much. Sadly, to 8 p.m. last night, we had 10 people pass away. There were 8 men and 2 women who passed away. One person was in their 50s, one person was in their 60s, 2 people were in their 70s, 5 were in their 80s, and 1 person in the 90s. And I just want to say to their family and friends, my very great sympathy to each and every one of you. It's when you have someone from your family or a friend pass away, it certainly is one of the worst moments, I think, in our lives. So to each and every one of those families and friends, my condolences and sympathy and condolences on behalf of New South Wales Health as well. Lockdowns. Unfortunately, we've had some cases in the northern part of the state, in Tweed and Byron Bay and Kempsey, and so there will be lockdown arrangements entered into from 5 p.m. this afternoon in each of those local government areas. I have actually spoken with the local members of parliament and other community leaders, and there's a general understanding of the need for those lockdowns, but it will be initially for 7 days, and it'll be reviewed. Public Health will be out encouraging, obviously, testing, and I certainly, as Health Minister, encourage everybody in those areas to take this very seriously. So far, those areas have been kept relatively safe, but we need the community to keep getting tested so that the public health team can be very, very certain of what we need to do at the expiration of those 7 days. So please go out and get tested, and go and get vaccinated, obviously. Get vaccinated. Vaccinations in those northern areas, Kempsey, Byron Bay, Tweed, it's crucial that you go and get vaccinated. Let's make sure that everybody across our state has the benefit of being safe for themselves, for their family and their friends. What I'm quite excited to be able to talk about today is the Young People's Friends Bubble. There's been a lot of work done. The Advocate for Children and Young people themselves, families generally have been obviously finding it challenging that young people have not been able to have their friends over. And we know that mental health is a huge issue in this ongoing and certainly dragging on pandemic. So I'm absolutely delighted that Crisis Cabinet has accepted the proposition that because our vaccination rates have now reached such a high level, that it's now acceptable for a limited number of young people to be able to come to one of their friends' houses and to be able to stay there and to do what young people want to do. And Alyssa will tell us a bit more about that and how it might have impacted on her and other young people. But so it'll basically be you can have the same 2 young people coming over to one person, and so that's a bubble of 3 effectively that will be the friendship group that can be in the house. Of course, not forgetting that we do have the 5 people, children or adults or what have you, outside as well. So there are, the larger numbers have been possible outside for quite a while, but this will allow young people to have those friendship groups inside their home. But I emphasise that it must be, we've got to be balanced about this, it must be in households where the adults are all double vaccinated. So that's a critical issue. We've got to keep our young people as safe as we can. We've got to recognise the need for mental health to be recognised and just socialisation, all those things that young people do as part of their growing up, but also keep them safe. So to the parents out there, please make sure that the children that are coming from another household, parents or the adults in that household are doubly vaccinated, and you are doubly vaccinated. I know as a parent myself, we all have an obligation always when we have young people come over to our houses. It's a case of we want to make sure they're safe and well cared for. In an epidemic, that is obviously an issue. So make sure that you are doubly vaccinated, please.